Hello and welcome back to the Business Building Workshop from CertainTeed. We're in New Orleans and it is a beautiful day. I'm Heidi Ellsworth. We are taking time out to really interview not just the contractors who you've been seeing all day, but to the affinity partners, the vendors who really make it happen. They're what the business growth is all about. And we have two of the best right here, Ryan and Kyle. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for having us.
So glad to have you. Let's start out with some introductions. So, Ryan, can you introduce yourself and kind of tell us a little bit? We're going to hold off on the overall business, but just tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, I'm Ryan Groff. I'm the founder and CEO of STG, short for Sales Transformation Group. Yeah, so I've been in the industry for 12, almost 13 years.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. I've known you for that long, Heidi.
I was going to say, I knew you when you came into the industry.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so the whole time we've worked together, yes.
Yeah, it's been awesome. And so I personally, from South Florida, bounced around a bit. I've been married, got a big family, and I'm passionate about this industry. I love it. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Kyle, please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your history.
Sure. So I'm also from South Florida. I've been in the roofing space for 4 years, but I grew up in the home service space since I could walk. My family owns a carpet wood floor tile business in Boca Raton.
Yeah.
Still involved. It's going to be 50 years next year, so that's super cool. So I got immersed in the contracting sales space, played professional baseball, was able to get reconnected. I've known Ryan for 20 plus years, so he was able to give me an opportunity. I came over and kind of ran with it, and now we're here on the floor at the Superdome on the 40-yard line.
How cool is this?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I know. Tell us a little bit, Ryan, about STG.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched you launch this, grow it. It's just like so awesome. Tell us a little bit about your company and what it really brings to the industry.
Yeah, so we're a sales training and coaching company, basically. We help contractors who are really struggling with lack of predictable revenue. They're on a revenue roller coaster ride, and they're really needing to learn actually how to sell for real, not just take orders, but to build a truly high-performing sales organization that, like somebody like me, if I was coming into the industry, would want to go work for. Like somebody who has big goals, big dreams. How do you create an environment where people who are super talented, great people can come in and make an impact in this industry? I started it when I saw an opportunity when I was 27 years old, and I was fortunate to be a part of a large commercial roofing company, a professional guy who was doing great things. And man, I just saw what the industry could really benefit from, and I was fortunate to learn quite a bit of it and then start to formulate programs for it. And really, it's all about transformation. We want to see people's transformation happen in their personal lives, ultimately in their business as well. And we love seeing this professionalism take place, people's business acumen improve, technology. We're super stoked to be a part of it and the cutting edge of it. And it's been almost 8 years since I started this thing. It's crazy.
I love it. And
love it.
You have been involved with CertainTeed and the BBWs from the very beginning.
Yeah, it's amazing. We sent out a marketing email one day, and we had somebody on their team reply and say, "Hey, we'd like to talk." We're like, "Hey, this isn't a typical conversation." So we ended up having some courting conversations, and we did 6 or 8 actual local events at a hotel where they brought about 75 contractors in, and we just went hard for a full 8 hours. And they were like, "Hey, this whole educating contractors thing, we want to do more of it." And Tom Prokop at the time, thanks Tom, love you, bro, appreciate you, said, hey, he made a push to roll out what was season 1 of the BBW. And we're like, wait, sports, athlete, all that was right up our alley, because I played pro baseball too, and we incorporate a lot of that in our training and our culture that we help contractors shape. So, man, all about it, love it. BBWs are phenomenal. Yeah. Super thankful to be, being part of what they're doing.
It's just such an impressive day. And Kyle, you actually spoke today. You did one of the classes.
I did.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and what you were talking about?
Sure. So spoke at 2 classes. So I had a morning and afternoon class. So it was building a sales management system. That is the glass ceiling. So let's break that and make growth inevitable. So I talked about leading from the front, how pressure is a privilege. I talked about a great sales leader versus a bad sales leader, a great salesperson versus a bad salesperson. I talked about our sales management system at STG. A ton of information. We built out a scorecard. So since 2018, we've helped 1,000 contractors. So we have some metrics and objectives that we like to see them hit. So we gave them an action plan. They went through, they gapped themselves, and then they can walk out of here today and know what they need to implement tomorrow through that scorecard. So it's been incredible.
That is so great. Now, we had a podcast just right before this, and they were talking about your class, and I think one of the gentlemen said, I could listen to him all day long.
Yeah, Jason.
So you had some, you have some real engagement there.
Yes.
What were some of the things the contractors said to you coming out of that class and that you've heard as you've been walking around here?
Yeah, so there's a ton of positive feedback. No one told me I was terrible, so that was a win.
That was good.
Right? That was
good.
solid.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people had the information before, but it's just reminding them of the basics and how to execute on that.
Yes.
And most times, like I pose this question in the class, I say, hey, if you were gonna, I have no doubt that you could do this on your own, but if you were going to do it, you probably would have already done it. Yeah. So now you need that extra push. You need someone like STG to come in to execute, to provide that objective opinion perspective and actually drive this thing forward and coach and train and develop and grow, grow a team.
And follow up. How important is that, right?
Yeah,
you learn
everything.
stuff and then it just kind of goes away because you get so busy.
I think it's 10%, right?
Yeah, it takes anywhere from 21 to 200 and something days to form a habit, right? And if you don't have a program and a structure and some accountability to go from I have unconscious incompetence where I don't even know that I'm not doing something to now I'm aware of it. So I'm like consciously incompetent. So yeah, I'm not very good at this. I should probably get better
I need to do something
at
different.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, when I start to focus, you hit this little sweet spot called conscious competence. It's like, hey, when I put my mind to it and I focus on it, I demonstrate that we can do this. After that hits for a while, this is when the rubber meets the road. Then it becomes unconsciously competent. And at the end of the day, we just want to form habits, high-performing habits, just like this organization here, the New Orleans Saints. These guys are NFL athletes. They do the fundamentals really well, and they're pretty talented. There's a lot of roofing contractors who are really talented, who, when they do the fundamentals really well, there's no coincidence why the ones who are in the top 100 are the top 100.
Yeah.
It's because they're doing the fundamentals really, really well and not neglecting them. It's not secret. It's not magical. We're not talking about some hail or storm event that changed their world and then they can bank on that every year. We're talking about isolating every variable that they can't they're basically saying, what are the things that are predictable within our control that we can do every single day? That's the stuff that we're teaching.
Yeah, and it's powerful. And I've watched the contractors over the years who have incorporated your coaching, worked with your team, and it does transform their business. There's just no question, it totally. So I want to kind of, as one of the last thoughts, talking through this, but to that point of what you're doing every day in the roofing industry, I feel like being here today at this BBW, that's what it's doing for the communities that it comes into. It feels like it's rising the whole industry for performance, how they expect to perform, sales, everything. Talk a little bit about that, just how important these kind of events are to the industry.
Yeah, these events are so important. There's more of them now than ever, right?
There are.
But there's also more roofing contractors than ever, and there's more happening, right? So at the end of the day, like these events, it gets you out of the day-to-day. It gets you around proximity. It helps you learn and see something that you otherwise would never have learned or seen. What I love about these environments too is the peer interactions.
Yeah,
when you can interact with somebody else and you hear what they're doing, what they're not doing, mistakes, it validates either what you're doing or it validates the fact that you're going the wrong direction, you need to change. And I think this industry, guys, it's one big family. It's big but small. Like, go to these events, get to know people, learn from vendors. You are pretty sharp. You're probably a pretty driven person. But if you're not getting out and learning and just remaining a student, you can take a few longer years to learn something that you otherwise could learn from somebody who is generous with their time and their experiences. And these types of events, Certainteed, what I love, let me just plug them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You guys, Certainteed, if you're watching, you guys are so thoughtful and deliberate about who you bring in. You don't just bring in a bunch of different people all the time. You're bringing loyalty, you're bringing consistency, and that's reflective of your brand. You're the longest standing shingle brand. It's been around longer than every other brand. It's the highest quality brand. And how you guys go about doing that, it's showing here in the BBW. And I'm really thankful to be a part of it. I'm proud of what you guys have done. I'm proud to associate with you guys and what you've done, because it's very, very solid, consistent, and every year it's getting better.
That is so well said and exactly how we feel.
Yep.
Exactly how we feel. Thank you, CertainTeed, for putting this together.
Thanks,
Thank
CertainTeed.
you for what you guys do for the industry.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. We've been
Thank
doing
you.
it a long time together, and so I'm excited to do more. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Heidi.
We have a
Appreciate it.
few more interviews coming up, so stay tuned.
Stay
We're not
tuned.
done yet.